Ashton Park School is a state school, 1,200 students, situated in the south of Bristol. We're really proud that we are a true community school. We have real family ethos here. Our three core values are respect, community and determination, and that forms what we do day in, day out. What EDClass has done, it's really helped us to reintegrate students back into the classroom. The reason for that is, if the student hasn't been learning while they're off site, the gap between them and us, and the gap in how they perceive their own education only gets bigger, and that prevents them from wanting to come back in. What EDClass has allowed us to do is narrow that gap, make the student feel that they haven't lost self-esteem, haven't lost learning by being out of school. We desperately wanted to make sure that gap between the students who were not in school and the ones who weren't minimised as much as possible, and EDClass has been superb in helping us do that. What it's allowed us to do is provide high quality learning in an environment where the student feels safe. The difference between EDClass and other online platforms is there's someone there with them. And so if the student is unable to do an answer or turns off their screen, we're made aware of those things. I can think of one student in Year 8 who EDClass has had a really significant positive impact for. They experienced some things in their home life outside of school which made coming to school really difficult. They're a diligent learner, a high ability student. What EDClass allowed them to do was, while they were off school, not fall behind. EDClass's DFE accreditation is really important to us. Ashton Park, we treat the children like they're our own children, and if it's not good enough for our children, it's not good enough for them. Therefore, having that accreditation is hugely important. It's a stamp of quality, and it reassures us knowing that when those students aren't with us learning, but they were learning with EDClass, they're still getting a really high quality provision. I think one of the things that stands out about EDClass is the safeguarding element of it. Having students not in the building means we don't always have eyes on them as often as we'd like, but knowing that there is a safeguarding trained professional working with that child who, even if the child turns off their camera, informs our safeguarding team, that makes a real difference. Prior to EDClass, we were spending a lot of money out of the school budget on private tuition for students, and that wasn't always successful because the private tutors didn't always have an effective rapport with those students who were sometimes quite difficult to engage. The difference with EDClass was it's significantly cheaper than using private tutors, it's DFE accredited, and also the staff are safeguarding trained. I'd absolutely recommend EDClass to anyone who is concerned that students these days, for whatever reason, are unable to come to school full time. It's flexible, it's bespoke for the child, it's mapped to our curriculum, and the safeguarding controls are there and are really strong.